Kevin noticed a woman in red constantly glancing his way. She wasn't watching the match, seemed uninterested in boxing. That alone raised suspicion. Kevin moved toward her to check, but as soon as he approached, she stood up and walked off. While Kevin was distracted, a silver-haired woman slipped in and sat down next to Danny, striking up a conversation with Defense Secretary James. Danny, however, was focused on the fight. The undefeated champion was suddenly losing ground, and the crowd grew restless, some even yelling in frustration. Just as the tension peaked, a gunshot cracked through the arena. James collapsed, blood gushing from his neck. A second shot hit the silver-haired woman in the arm. Only then did Danny realize an assassination was underway. He drew his sidearm and scanned the crowd. Looking back at the ring, he saw the supposedly unconscious champion suddenly lift his head and glance around before collapsing again. Panic erupted. Spectators stampeded toward the exits. Hearing the shots, Kevin rushed back. He had already taken out one assassin, but the attack was too coordinated. There had to be more than one shooter. He ordered the entire arena sealed off and every suspect checked. James was rushed to the hospital, but his condition looked grim. Kevin was racked with guilt. He had been in charge of security, yet had left his post, which allowed James to be shot. He felt he alone should take responsibility. Danny understood how serious this was. If Kevin admitted negligence, his career would be over. He might even face a court-martial. To protect him, Danny proposed they report it differently, that Kevin had spotted a suspect, followed, and eliminated the assassin. That way, instead of dereliction of duty. Meanwhile, suspicion fell on a mysterious woman. She had been wearing a silver wig, but was actually a brunette. She had approached James, spoken briefly with him, and carried a brown bag. After the shooting, she vanished. She was almost certainly involved. Because she had been seated right next to James, her clothes were covered in blood, making her stand out in the panicked crowd. She slipped into the restroom to change her appearance. Back in the control room, Danny reviewed the arena's surveillance footage. He realized the challenger's last punch never actually landed, yet the champion threw himself to the ground and stayed down. With the assassination happening at the exact same time, the staged knockout was far too suspicious to ignore.